welcome to the Say Yes to What's Next podcast, where embracing change can ignite a world of possibilities. Hey now, I'm your host, Elise Ancel, and welcome back to this week's episode, Work While You Wait. Waiting for the next chapter of your life to unfold can feel like a never-ending pause. But what if waiting wasn't just about holding on? What if it was about working right where you are, sowing seeds in the present while trusting in the timing of the future? If you're anything like me, once I've embraced what's next or gotten a glimpse of what's to come, I begin to place all of my efforts and focus in that direction and abandon my attention off everything else. But here's the thing. I'm learning that even though we're expecting great things to happen, it can take some time before they are fully realized in our lives. No doubt each step we take puts us closer, but time is indeed a factor that we have no control over. So what are we to do while waiting for those sneak peeks of what's to come down the pipeline? We work. We work while waiting. I'm remembering a time when I didn't expect the wait to last as long as it did. What I thought would be quick to materialize ended up taking far more time than I ever imagined. At one point, I found myself watching the clock day in and day out, wondering, will today finally be the day? I would be so locked in and absorbed on my next happening that I didn't fully embrace my now. But there needs to be a balance. I admit it took me a minute for that to register, my needing balance, but once it did, I picked up where I left off and continued living my life. No longer was I in standstill mode waiting for my next to happen, but instead, I began enjoying where I was. I knew it would happen. I just had to be patient. Eventually, the day finally came, the moment I had been waiting for. And when it did, it was far better than anything I imagined. But even then, it wasn't an instant transition. It took time and effort to fully step into that new reality, to adjust, and to embrace everything it had to offer. So let's talk about it. It's tempting to get lost in thoughts of what's to come, but I encourage you to keep moving forward. Stay engaged with what you're doing now and find joy in where you are, trusting that your next will become your reality in its own time. Waiting for perfect conditions can often feel like the safest option, but it's not the most productive use of your time because perfect conditions rarely, if ever, exist. Instead of holding back, consider what you can start or continue today. Maybe it's pursuing those health goals you've been delaying, enrolling in the class you keep putting off, or taking small steps toward a dream you've sidelined. Telling yourself, I'll start once everything lines up, only postpones your progress. The journey itself is valuable, and stopping what's in motion won't make the outcome arrive any faster. At the same time, the waiting period is an opportunity to prepare yourself for what's ahead. It's about using this time wisely so that when the blessings meant for you finally do arrive, you're ready to embrace them. Rushing prematurely or stepping into something without preparation can sabotage the very opportunities you've been waiting for. Keep the vision in front of you as your guide, but don't lose sight of where you are now. This moment is part of the process too. Work with intention, trust the timing, and find joy in where God has you right now, knowing it's all leading you toward what's next. Let's think about it. Have you ever felt stuck in a season of waiting, unsure of what to do next? Reflect on how you've approached those moments in the past. Did you find ways to work on yourself, pursue small goals, or focus on what you could control? Think about how shifting your perspective, seeing the waiting as an opportunity instead of an obstacle, might change your experience. What seeds can you plant now, trusting they'll grow in time? How can you celebrate the progress you're making, even if the big picture isn't fully clear yet? As we wrap up, Remember that waiting is not a passive experience. It's a time for intentional growth and steady action. Embrace the now, not as a placeholder, but as a season of preparation for what's next. The steps you take today, no matter how small, are shaping your tomorrow. Keep working, keep trusting, and keep moving forward. Your next is on its way. Until the next time. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Say Yes to What's Next. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Until the next time.